Hi, I'm Charles, and I'm the co-founder and design lead at CheckDC. I'll be here to speak about Africa's role in advancing the no-code movement. So let me take a moment and speak about CheckDC. We're a Lagos-based design agency rethinking how brands and products are experienced through unconventional design. Now, I say unconventional because for us, we see ourselves as in the business of engineering conversations. What we're really trying to do is get the brands actively engaged by their target audience. The target audience could be a city, a state, hell, the entire world. Now, for us, we see ourselves as setting the stage for a really intimate conversation between these brands and their audiences in an ongoing relationship. Still Charles, hi again. So I'll be speaking on how we got introduced to no code, the opportunities that exist in Africa, and for us, why Webflow. So our no code story is somewhat dramatic, and I will share that with you in a bit. So as far back as 2016, we were working from our home office. We got a call from one of Africa's e-commerce giants. It was such a big deal for us. Exciting times. Mama, we made it. For us, all the hard work and dedication seemed to be paying off finally. Now you can imagine how optimistic and how eager we were about the project. No amount of ridiculous feature requests could stop us right now. We said yes to every single thing that the project scoping fits. Now, let's take a step back and talk about Africa. Just for context, yes, this Africa. Now, for those wondering, to the left is Tunis in Tunisia, Nairobi, Kenya, Lagos, Nigeria, and Cape Town, South Africa. Now, during the course of this presentation, you might hear a couple exaggerated African accents or my natural African accent. I mean, that's who we are. So everyone in the world knows Africa is the world's next tech frontier. Startups improving access to healthcare, access to financial services, education, energy at unprecedented scales. Now, this is particularly exciting because we have an exploding young population. So you can imagine how these investments would pan out in the future. Now, a couple of VCs have taken notes and they are putting their money where their mouth is. Now, in 2019 alone, the investments made in the startup communities were 3 times that of 2015 and that of 2014. Now, we've all heard the backwater descriptions about Africa. We are very well aware of those. But you see massive success stories like that of Jumia, like that of Opay, like that of Flutterwave, like that of Paystack. Now, Paystack recently got acquired by Stripe. And these success stories make it very clear that these narratives couldn't be further from the truth. Now, we have a couple of unicorns in the bag, not to brag, but just a couple. Now, in the past 5 years, precisely, we've had 8 unicorns coming from Africa. Now, with 4 of them coming from Nigeria. Now, you see, for those wondering what a unicorn is a business valued at $1 billion and above. Yes, $1 billion. We are not playing over here. So now you see in a place like this where there is an abundance of opportunities, speed can literally be the difference between $1 billion company and just another idea. We've all seen companies that go live and we think, I had this idea. It's almost like that every other day here, because for us, it's almost as though taking ideas that worked in the rest of the world, taking ideas that have scaled and proven themselves and adapting them to the nuanced business layout of Africa can get you a sure, successful product. Now, with this in mind, this means there are a lot of ideas, a lot of opportunities to explore. And executing real quick, executing fast, iterating and experimenting on your ideas is a very crucial aspect of this. Now, back to our story. Now, having the MVP have as many features as possible wasn't bad enough. We agreed 3 weeks as our timeline. Now, 3 weeks for an overburdened MVP. Now, our then rock star, senior, junior, front end, back end, all end solo developer quits. Like I said, pretty dramatic. It couldn't happen at a worse time. Good luck finding another developer to take this project on. Now you can imagine how hectic it was. You can imagine the stress we went through. Now at this point, we needed a solution that wouldn't let us go through this twice because absolutely no one wanted to go through this again. Now this meant the solution had to give us full control of the entire development process with little or no external dependencies. Now this whatever the solution could be also needed to happen very instant for us because we had spent a lot of time searching for new developers. Now, there was a unanimous agreement across the team that no code was our only option because the traditional way of thinking about this project clearly could not work for us. Now, over the years, we've seen that not just for us as an agency, but for anyone in Africa with or without a dev or coding background looking to scale their business, looking to iterate on ideas, looking to execute quickly, that no code truly is the only path to approach that way. Now, enough of me speaking about our stories, enough of me talking about our struggles. I would let someone whose day-to-day activities revolve around no code share his stories, share the impact he has been able to make from projects he has worked on using no code. Now, welcome, Tomide.
Hi, I'm Tomide, lead front-end engineer at CheckDC. When I first applied to join the team at CheckDC, one of the first things the interviewer asked me was how comfortable I was using no-code tools. Now, at that time, I'd never heard of it before. So I did my research because I ended the job. And I must say, I fell in love at first sight. So for me, I saw what it could do, and then I was very optimistic after that. I told the interviewer, this tool will make me unstoppable as a developer. Now, 3 years after, I wasn't joking. But that's my story. I'm talking about how we've seen no code affect several industries in Africa, and how personally I think this impacts can cascade not just on the industry level, but then go down to affect people, individuals in Africa, and how no code is impacting our agency and helping us grow and even evolve. Now, as Charles said, it's no longer news that Africa is the next big tech frontier of the world, with several startups popping up from every corner of Africa every day. For us here, we're not even surprised anymore. Another day, another successful startup. So yes, I'll be telling you some amazing companies and products that are making the wave in African space, in the African tech space. And one of them is Agro Partnerships. Agro Partnerships is an agri-tech company focused on helping smallholder farmers raise capital. Now, with no code or leveraging no code, we've been able to help Agro Partnerships raise over $100 million in agricultural investments. And all this is just under 3 years. They've also been able to reach 100,000 smallholder farmers with the aim to reach 1 million farmers by the end of 2025. Talk about stability of no code. And that's not all. In the creative industry, we built Nigerian mockups through no code, of course. We built Nigerian mockups, a mockups repository for Nigerian designers and creatives. We did this because in Nigeria or in this part of the world, having to use Western mockups for our presentation doesn't really tell the story the way we want to tell it. So yes, we built this for Nigerian designers by Nigerian designers. So over 3,000 downloads in just 1 month since launch. Nigerian mockups was clearly what every Nigerian designer wished for, and they're not shy of expressing that. We've also gotten several collaborative requests and even calls to expand outside Nigeria to other African cities. And yes, we are coming. In the finance sector, we helped Evolution Capital build a platform that helps them generate wealth for busy professionals. Currently, Evolution Capital manages over $19 million in capital. Now, bringing all this home to CheckDC, No code has greatly impacted how we operate as a company, from our delivery timelines to even how we have new people come on board. No code is also helping us evolve as a company from just an agency, but beginning to turn into a venture studio, helping startups and its founders come up with these amazing products that they have in mind. Now, we also come up with solutions of our own, like Nigerian mockups, for example. For us here at Check, we believe the more comfortable or the more willing a potential team member is on working with no-code tools, the more, yeah, like how they will enjoy or work faster. And for us here, faster is always better. Now, bringing all this to Africa, how does no-code really affect Africa? For me, there are so many ways. And one of the most important things basically is making everyone a builder. Really, we should all be builders. And with no code, we can all be builders. For us, why Webflow? There are so many reasons. Now, one of the first things is that I check DC. We value interactions a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. Several times during the day, you see everyone in the office gathered around the laptop screaming, screaming because they're seeing some bad interaction on a website. It's you get like that here. And we believe interactions are a key feature or a great component of great web design. So as an engineer, I'm telling you this, and coding these interactions sometimes can be very complex and time consuming. But with no code, we're able to create buttressing interactions in very, very less time and also paying attention to detail. With no code, we're also able to work with concepts we're already familiar with as developers, like styling and using classes. And this makes making websites and also maintaining them a lot easier. So now hand over to Charles, who would continue this.
Okay, thank you, Tomide, for that. Now, Tomide has given us technical reasons. I'm not here for that. So you see, there's this saying, I don't know whether it's particular to Africans, but they said, don't judge a man until he walks in his shoes. Don't judge anyone until he walks in their shoes. So now, permit me to be very sentimental about Webflow. So you see, we got introduced to Webflow at the thick of chaos. So it makes perfect sense for me not to care about the technical reasons. Yeah, I care about the technical reasons, but I am a bit too sentimental about it. So you see, as cheesy as it may sound, Webflow literally changed our lives. Now, just when it seemed as though we had bitten more than we could chew, we were at the cusp of getting as much embarrassment as we could from not delivering on this project. Now, I made all the calls. I called friends that were founders, friends that were developers. I called every single person I could. Now, a friend of mine then, she was in Ghana. She made the recommendation for Webflow, best recommendation ever. Now, you see, Webflow did more than we expected it to do. Not only did it help us execute and deliver on that project, Webflow changed us as individuals and as a business. See, as individuals, designers on the team have finally become able to be part of the execution process. Designers now have a say in his department. Designers can now make engineering recommendations. And as a business, Webflow helped us evolve from being just an agency to being a venture studio. So now we see we've had a couple of ideas we've had to now execute on, ideas that prior to now would have just been locked away in folders. You know those folders on your system you don't let people get to. So in summary, it is very clear that there is immense opportunity in Africa. Now, in a very fast-paced business landscape such as ours, no-code is very pivotal for businesses to stay ahead of the curve. Now, you see, no-code is also helping bring communities together, communities like creative communities and the engineering communities. It has bridged that divide. Now, you see, it transcends just these two communities. Now, I'll give an example. Someone on Tomide's team, a stellar UI developer, studied accounting. Now, if he was to learn programming the traditional way, he would have to choose the stack. He would have to choose what languages to learn. He would have to, there's a whole lot of considerations to make, but all he had to do was just choose one tool. Now, present day, he is such an amazing UI developer. It's ridiculous to think of his background, accounting. Anyways, that's that for bringing communities together. Now, for agencies like ours, no code is improving and changing our processes and also our livelihood. And when I say livelihood, I don't mean it lightly. Now, citing again the example Tomide mentioned, which is Nigerian mockups. Now, Nigerian mockups is one of the tools that has come out of Check Labs. Now, this is from our move to being a venture studio. Now, we have a couple of ideas we're also executing on, and we are all hoping that each single one could make as much impact in the world as possible. Now, back to processes. Now, just to put into context the agro-partnerships reference Tomide mentioned. Now, you see, each investment cycle sells out within 12 hours or less. Now, think of 50,000 users clicking away on a website in a 12-hour duration. Now, talk about the stability of no code. And we say we are proof of the potential of no code, and we believe this is only just the beginning. Thank you very much.